Okay, welcome back to Fire Force Anime Review Episode 34. Yeah, it's been a while since the last one. I mean, it's been like it's been like about 3 weeks since the last episode. Yes, that's quite interesting though. The fact that it's been like, the last one aired, like that I've reviewed anyways, basically came out Christmas Day. That was about 3 weeks, no, almost a month ago, seems like. And now we finally get a brand new episode. And this one's called Boys Be Weak. This one adapts from pretty much the entirety of chapters 44 to 47, concluding the Hajime Industries arc. Yep, about frickin' time before I get the conclusion of this. We only waited like almost an entire frickin' month for this. And now, we finally concluded. Oh, in case you're curious though, is there any like major changes to this arc from the anime, from manga to anime? There's a little bit here and there, but not a lot, surprisingly. The episode starts off like pretty much pick up like the episode left off. We have Trump basically protecting Shinra when he tries to take on Nausicaa in his gigantic Titan Inferno mode. And at one point he basically like fires a bunch of blasts, and of course Chrome's basically just exhausted. So lucky enough that one of the attacks basically was redirected from the city, fired directly at the moon, creating a crater. Oh, and by the way, it showed afterwards. People didn't care about that. Nope, as long as the plane was affected, we're perfectly fine. Despite the fact that the moon looks very strange currently in the actual manga. Then eventually Kiro just takes up his mage in his arm, forms the ash sword, and slices up the thing really easily, and tells him just continue being weak. Also, I should point out that we briefly do see the puppeteer in this episode make a quick cameo, where the second pillar completely just took her out. Yep, she was defeated. Pretty easily, mind you. Yes, that was something that added to the anime because they probably felt as though, yeah, why not have one more slight appearance of the puppeteer? And then once the thing is defeated, Kira's like, just tells him, yeah, let's just have Hajime Industries keep him for now. And like, yeah, that's a good idea because, well, the kid found his protector, Kiro. Kiro doesn't just continue being weak, he'd be perfectly fine. And then, of course, well, like pretty much like it's clear the next day this was all just an accident via an Adola burst, some Adola burst explosion experiment. And then, of course, you have Shira, Obi, and Licht summoned to the president's office. And I was right, the guy is playing a Game Boy. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, because basically he's like playing with something like, what is he playing? And apparently it looks like he's playing a fighting game on his Game Boy Color. Well, it looks like more like a Game Boy Pocket, the big bulky ones. I've seen these things. These look like really kind of weird. These are big bulky ones. Yes, and I do remember Game Boy Pockets remember being like this. Because that was the first thing I played for video games, was basically these Game Boy Pockets. So, basically details of that, like, do you want to make an anime? No. And basically, thanks to the investigation, there was suspicion that Hajime Industries was connected to the Evangelist, but nope, it wasn't. And, well, of course, the experiments probably on Shira, like, would basically end, but the experiments would continue with the kids, but not as severe as they once were. Yeah, they really trimmed back on that. And, of course, well, Vulcan burst in, basically said he'd make a generator to make it as powerful as Atamasu without involving a sacrifice. Oh, by the way, they do confirm that the first pillar, they don't say it's the first pillar, but yes, they do confirm that there is a human powering the Atamasu. They do confirm that part is true, but if remove the person, it will depower the whole entire empire of 15 million people. Which, okay, you want to keep that secret? Perfectly fine. Despite the fact they did find about it, they're probably not going to go public about it. I mean, of course, Obi reminds him of basically A's mission, basically internal investigation of the Fire Force. And since Hajime is connected to the Fire Force, and of course, they mentioned what happened with Giovanni, which, okay, that makes sense because the third was heavily involved with Hajime, so why not? Yep. oh yeah, Hydra says we'll completely back him, and he's like, okay, that's perfectly fine. I don't want any money from it. Just allow me to build it, and you could do basically, you make all the money off of it. And the guy who's the president of Hydra Industries is like, yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. We'll make out the profit. You build the damn thing. And well, then the episode ends basically with Kiro and Nausicaa about to get their little experiment, and that's that. Basically, what I described is simply put what happened in the episode, because it's a fun action-packed episode, and it's something though that we had to wait a whole freaking month for the conclusion of this arc. If you're basically watching dub in Japan, this is already over. As a matter of fact, the season's been over for like a month, like at least by a couple weeks in Japan. While here, the dub is not even finished coming out yet. And now we have a new episode come out, which is awesome. Yep. Now moving on to a new chapter of the manga. Way to be on the spare. Which has a cover image of Giovanni. Yep. He's in the cover. Starts out basically, we see Yu looks like he's been affected by a firebug. We see that Lisa and Vulcan want to. Well, they're continuing the battle with Giovanni. So, Vulcan just takes out looks like a goat helmet. It looks like a freaking goat helmet. To basically attack basically where the bugs are. And then Lisa's like, nah, I'll do it. I'll find them. And she uses her octopus powers to pretty much destroy them. And then, of course, well, they're like, help me. And then, of course, Vulcan just smashed his head. Yep, effectively killing Giovanni, the former captain of Company 3. And then Vulcan goes check on Yu, who's still affected by the bugs. I mean, Yu, I missed the mark. And then the guy, and the Yu, basically, who's now an Inferno, with the help of the bugs, this body is mine now. In my hand, the answer to pi. And now to check our answers. Let the cataclysm begin. Interesting. Oh yeah, apparently the key he's using looks like a freaking arrow. Yeah, pretty much it's an arrow key, which I think is quite cool. Yeah, this was a pretty quick chapter, but it's great. And I think that Giovanni being killed by Vulcan makes perfect sense, given these two hate each other. And Vulcan doing what he did, that's perfectly fine. I got personally no problem with that at all. I mean, is something within Vulcan's character to do this? Well, he's not known for being a killer, but he hates Giovanni. Giovanni was not even a real human anyway, so he was just a machine. So him being destroyed by Vulcan, it's fine. Not really a big issue. Surprisingly, with Giovanni, no one's ever seen his real face, so it's assumed the guy was simply just a creation of the Evangelist anyways. So Vulcan killing him, basically, is poetic justice. A long time coming, especially as this man basically beat the crap out of him and being pretty much indirectly responsible for killing his grandfather and his father. So, yeah, and also he hurt Lisa. Which, the thing is with him and Lisa, it's very implied he's in love with Lisa. He hasn't stated yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is. And Lisa might have a thing for him too, but they've never really delved into it very much. But having Yu basically look like he's about to hit the cataclysm, that's going to be quite interesting basically to discover in the next chapter, which probably is going to come out next week. Yes, so, yeah. Give the chapter roughly a 9 out of 10. Fantastic chapter. Can't wait for the next chapter. Which probably come out next week. Now, could the next chapter be the conclusion of this arc? I don't know. This arc has been going on. Excuse me, since it's been going on since chapter 239. So basically, this is roughly the 11th chapter of this arc. It's not been going on very long, so could this wrap up our next chapter? Who knows? Because next chapter is the 250 chapter series. Yeah, this is something interesting though. This is one of 3 mangas that are currently 200's I review. That basically probably going to hit 300 maybe this year. Maybe. But who knows? But I think the first one to hit the 1 is probably going to be My Hero Academia. That's going to hit the 3 big O this year in just a few weeks. Yep. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned tomorrow for my reviews for Grotesco Quintuplets, Case Closed, and maybe a comic corner. Would I think I'll be able to start Absolute tomorrow? Maybe. If not, well, I'll probably start it Sunday. Or at least at some point. Because I'm getting pretty close to wrapping the book. I'm only like 200 pages in the book. I'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. Okay? See you next video. Bye.